Hello, I'm Christina Burnham, founder and lead speech language pathologist here at CloudSpeech Online Therapy. Thanks for stopping by. I'd love to show you a little bit about what makes our approach different here at CloudSpeech. So here we go on our virtual tour. I always like to share with potential clients and parents that when I first heard about teletherapy, I was very skeptical. I was a very hands-on sensory-based therapist working with younger children in the public school setting. So when I first heard of teletherapy, I did not think it was going to work. I couldn't imagine how it was going to work, to be honest. But over the years, since I've moved into teletherapy for different reasons, and you can look into the blogs to hear more about those journeys, I've created a way to make online therapy feel just as real as engaging as I did when we were in the room together. And it's really not about sitting in front of the screen. It's about connection, play, and progress. And I always like to tell parents to think of the virtual speech therapy room more as a window and not a screen. And you'd just be so surprised at what you can do across the screen when you use your creativity and children children find magic everywhere. And so as adults, it's up to us just to play the game, right? And to bring things to life. So when teletherapy first started, it was all boring, scanned in PDFs. And I thought, how is this going to work? And I was very determined to maintain that hands-on, um, playful approach, right? Through this apparatus. And I was very anti-flashcard. I used to sort of, sorry, SLPs out there, but give SLPs who use flashcards a hard time because I just didn't think that was motivating enough. And then today, I use flashcards in a whole different way. I use a lot of Yorm speech cards, so I've got some bigger ones here. We use, a lot of visuals for sound cues. So I'm able to move things forward and back and really highlight my visual prompts. I've got mouth puppets here. Again, articulation therapy, so I'm able to support what we do with our tongue and what's happening in the mouth. And my favorite tool that I've developed over the years, it's so light and easy to travel, which we do a lot in teletherapy, quilting hoops. And I got a lot of different themes, right? So we've got fruits and vegetables, we've got, different the ocean. So I can highlight whatever I want, whatever the child's interested. We can do compare and contrast. We can label. I can bring it in. I can bring it out. I can draw it to my face. We do a lot of literacy, actually. People don't realize that children actually really engage in books when you read it even across the screen. And then we've got the felt, right, to support. So I can go back and have the children, for example, work on story retell, right? Or asking questions and having those visual supports. So those are some of the hands-on tools that I bring in. Everything from pretend cooking, let's make a cake, sequencing for bigger kids, let's make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. And then let me just show you how we're able to share our screen here. So since COVID, many people have merged into the teletherapy setting, and so there's so many more materials available. And boom cards have become, all the rage. And so I'm able to jump in and share a digital resource with the child. So we may jump in here and practice our articulation therapy while I'm supporting it here with hands-on, maybe highlighting a cue here, maybe offering, visual support for placement here, bringing it all together. And then let's say we have an older child, so I might go and open a Google Doc very quickly, and I'll be able to save it in the child's folder, right? And let's just say, for example, high interest word theme lists. They're interested in Dungeons and Dragons. I have a client. And so we would just right here create a list together that's highly motivating. We can save it, send it for home practice, pull it back up. It's already ready to go, build on it when we're working on um, maybe sometimes we're working on language goals in addition to articulation. And so we can structure and write the sentence here so they've got that visual feedback. So there's just so much that you can do across the screen. And I always, again, like to tell people, think of it more as a window. If you bring the energy, as I like to do here at Cloud Speech, there's absolutely nothing getting in the way of progress. Um, so if you'd like to learn more and see if Cloud Speech is the right fit for you and your family, please, I encourage you to schedule a free consultation. This is a great time for us to chat in more detail about your child's specific concerns and needs and to see if we're a good fit for you and how teletherapy might be the solution you're looking for. Please reach out to me if you have any additional questions. Again, thanks for stopping by. Bye bye now.